everybody, this is Nancy Monroe, CEO of Verbal Transactions, and I'm here to talk to you about how you can replace your nesting or shadowing process with our simulation technology. So the typical onboarding process is 1 to 2 weeks in a classroom, maybe more, then a week or so of nesting or shadowing, and then taking calls. Or you just skip the nesting process altogether and you're putting people on the phone. So it really depends on what's going on in that contact center. So what is the purpose of nesting? So it's to remove that fear of live calls or that kind of deer in the headlights aspect of getting on the phone for the first time. It helps you ensure that there is floor readiness with that particular agent, and it exposes them to different types of calls. Well, here's the problem with that. Now that we're all working from home or working remotely, there is risk in technology glitches that may disrupt the customer experience. I've seen several stories where people are trying to listen in on calls using Zoom or other technology like Teams, and somehow there's a echoing effect. The availability of seasoned reps and managers to run the shadowing session. Again, you're not sitting in a large room where you can tap somebody on the shoulder, so it has to be more scheduled and structured. It's hard to manage the call types that are going to get handed off to that new hire. And it may require you to put in some new synchronous tools so that you can, in a live setting, shadow or listen in on that call. So obviously it's introducing some challenges there. So we are here to close that gap and actually produce a better way to do this. And I would say you could probably replace this even if you go back to an on-site work environment. So what I'm going to show you is a way to not only reduce customer and agent attrition, because a lot of times what happens once they get out of that classroom and on a live call, sometimes they just don't come back. And it's even easier to do now that people are working remotely. They just won't log in. Also, we're going to show you how our simulation technology can mirror and measure everything that you're measuring in the back end or the back office results, such as average handle time, first call resolution, soft skills, hard skills. So that can be built directly into the simulator. So what is a simulator? So it's called ACES, which stands for Automated Contact Engagement System. So we're using, it's a standalone system that does not touch your production environment at all, but we can fabricate your production environment that makes it look and feel as if you're logged into your actual systems. But we're using speech recognition to understand what the agent is saying to the pre-recorded customer that they're talking to. We use a bot and AI technology to observe what's going on in the simulation, but also provide automated, immediate feedback, which is what we call an adaptable learning style. So we're adapting in real time and giving that agent feedback on what they're doing correctly or incorrectly. So just like when you're in the shadowing stage, sometimes you let the agent listen in on a call to see how it's done by the expert, so they know the why and the how. Then maybe sometimes you'll let them just do the talking, or they'll do the typing, and eventually let them do it all. Same thing can be done in the simulator. We can produce different levels of immersion to let them practice one skill at a time and then throw them all together in the highest level of immersion. But the really, really interesting part about this is that we can track every single behavior that if you were sitting there next to that person as they were handling that call, you would also be observing for certain things. So in the simulator, this is a raw data that we're looking at of a call into a telco that was helping somebody with their remote control for their TV service. So in the beginning, there's the opening, stating the problem, helping them fix it, listening for the dial tone. So these are all, very granular breakdown of step-by-step actions within that call. But then also the report will spit out, did they say thank you? Did they say, may I get your mobile number? Did they properly select the correct action or not correct action? So I can actually produce some really interesting results and reports as a result of that data and drill down so that I know right away if this person is floor ready. So I'm jumping to a page on our website that shows some sample reports, and I'll show you how easily you can drill down. So on our website, we have a page called Sample Reports. And if I scroll down towards the bottom, Let's see this little bar chart here that's measuring all the correct and incorrect actions and statements. Well, let's say I want to drill down to where every simulation where people were giving the wrong statement. And let's say in February, I want to see, okay, which simulations people were getting statements wrong. Okay, changing address. Well, that should be a fairly simple transaction. So let me see what section were people getting off track in that particular simulation. Oh boy, the greeting and the greeting acknowledgement looks like were scored the worst. But let's see who is really guilty of not giving the right response. And so these two individuals here seem to be not getting it correct, so you'd want to give them some one-on-one coaching. But you can see we have an automated, scalable way of producing results around transactions, inbound, outbound. It could be chat, it could be email, it could be voice. Any channel that you're using, we can build simulations to support those types of behaviors, so that rather than pulling your high-producing people off the phone to sit next to someone or to observe them remotely, you can use the simulator to do all of that for you. So if you want to test drive this yourself or get a live demo, please reach out to us and we'll get that scheduled. Thanks for watching.